All right, what's going on, UBA? This is Sean Faison, a.k.a. the voice of choice here, and we are starting off with round 2, Atlantic Conference playoffs here at AMF Circle Lanes in East Haven, Connecticut. Earlier in round 1, these are the statistics as follows. Area 51, 8, 28-12 over the Fury. Royal Flush, 22-18 over Mill City Mayhem. Project Mayhem, 26-14 over the franchise. Killer's Grip, 36-4 over Suicide Squad. City Morgue, 30-10 over Apocalypse. Mop Nation Militia, 30-10 over Lights Out. Lane Crashers, 36-4 over Auburn Maulers and the Hit Squad. Coming over here, causing trouble in Connecticut, 30-10 against Open Bowlers. Right now, you are seeing the featured match, New England Heat versus Lane Crashers. And while we're talking about Lane Crashers, shout out to Doug DeJesus in round 1, game 1, 299. 299 was still fine. Yes, so the situation here, New England Heat. I spoke to Jalen. He said they are the best team in their division. Other Connecticut teams may have an issue with that, but if they keep going forward in the playoffs, then that's talking big and walking big. Lane Crashers doing their thing. Like I said, Lane Crashers was victorious over the Auburn Maulers, 36-4. So they also travel from New York to Connecticut on enemy turf and doing their thing and staking their claim. And let's see if they can take out another New England team here going against the Heat. Speaking to Kijada Griffin, he said, and I quote, "The Heat does not bother him." He said they are the Heat. So let's see if he brings the Heat here today. Over here on lane 39 and 40, scratch pair for Lane Crashers consisted of Terrence Taylor on lane 40, followed by Doug DeJesus, as well as Joey Acera. Scratch pair on lane 39, starting off for the New England Heat, Robert DePrez Danzy. You may know him as president of TNBA. Robert Danzy starts things off. Following him will be Brian Paradise and Jalen Scott Jones anchoring for the scratch pair. Terrence Taylor on lane 40, starting things off the way I'm used to seeing him start off, by ripping the rack and not taking nothing back. Over on lane 41 and 42, representing as the first handicap pair, will be consisted of the tallest man in the lanes, Fred Wande, Sean Green, who is up on lane 42, and anchored by Queen Trouble herself, shooting 766 earlier, Vonetta Joliffe. Handicap pair representing for New England Heat will be Carlos, it will be Lawndale Scott, and it will be Crazy. That's the name they gave me. Let's see if he's truly going to go crazy in the anchor spot. And on the third handicap pair will be, the third pair, second handicap pair, pardon me, will be none other than First Lady herself, the wind beneath the CEO's wings, Charlie Davis Tate. Second, Anki Jr., UBA OG, and Carl Slater. On that second handicap pair representing for New England Heat will be Wilfer, John White, and Jesse. Oh, and we got a 6 count. So far, we got a 6 count on lane 41. I got so distracted. Oh. And there you go. Mr. 299 right there. Feeling fine. Yo, Doug, you scared of lane? You scared of the Heat?
Hey, the who?
The Heat.
Who?
Heat.
Miami?
That's the only Heat you know?
There ain't no New England Heat where I heard from it.
And you wearing blue, so I guess you plan on cooling them down if they think they hot.
That's a good call. I'm with all that.
All right, Mr. 299, do you think? And we are going to start taking a look at some scratch action.
We're about to have a lane crisis party, baby.
Oh, man. And there you go, Doug DeJesus. But right now, let's talk about Jalen Jones. Jalen Jones, as you see, a lot of reps, and taking everything out. And he starts off with a strike right there. So for those who are seeing some extreme reactions on the lanes, yes, we do have a lot of fingers over here, but also the lane conditions, let's just say there is hook out there. And a lot of the hook has been free hook. I'm assuming it's a house shot with a little less volume. For example, Easy Street or anything, if you may have bowled on that. Not a lot of mills out there, so people are busting out the weak stuff. And something that gives you a lot of permission to hit the ball at the bottom and get all the rotation that you need. And that example over there on lane 41 is an example of what I was talking about a whole lot of hook, and a lot of hook can make you either underthrow, or if you continue to underthrow, you start to overthrow. You got to find a middle ground. And Terrence Taylor going a little high right there on lane 39. He got 9, but I'm sure he's not necessarily fine with the 9 that he got on that shot. Sean Green right now up on lane 40. I'm sorry, on lane 41. Let's see if lane 41. Oh, lane 41, for the most part today, has been fun. All right, and we got Terrence Taylor converting his spear on lane 39. Lane 40. If you notice, the B bowler is Brian Paradise. And Paradise up. And Paradise looking to take a little trip there. And maybe that road to Paradise will be 290. We got Vani. Ooh, Vani still backing it up and driving it in. Vani out here. Vani out here doing what she's doing. She been sipping. All right. Doug DeJesus on lane 39, trying to find the same ribbon that he had. You know, they've been sitting for a little while, so it's about time to get loose and do what they do. Over on this side, I have seen a fair amount of corner pins, though. So as when you... What's going on?
Crashes in the building.
Oh, comments by Keshada Griffin. As he said, lane crashes are indeed in the building, and they earn their way in the building by taking out their opponents earlier, as did New England Heat. So now let's just see if it's going to be a crash landing or will crash remain standing. Speaking of remaining standing, 7-10, still standing. Lane 40, left by Jalen Jones. That was an accidental segue. Let's see if we can get a potential 7-10 conversion on here. He's got the speed. He's got the hand. Speaking of hand, let's see if Joey Acera over here plays a hand in leading lane crashes to victory. And, ooh, we're kicking out and tripping out. Tripping, a little trippy trip action right there with the 4-pin. And let's see if, and like I said, potential 7-10 conversion. When you throw it like that, you can always make it bounce back. Speaking of bouncing back, any team that did not make it today but made it in one of the previous brawls will have an opportunity to bounce back and show everybody where the party's at. The party will be at Battle Bowl. Oh, beautiful shot over there on lane 41. Lane 41 looking like fun as Miss Scott right there, Lawndale Scott. Lawndale Scott starting out with 3 in a row on her handicap pair. And now we're going to take a look over on lane 43 and 44 at the second handicap pair. We're going to see. It's looking like Anki Jr. is still. Anki Jr. getting a rhythm over here. Well, trying to find a rhythm. And we have Wilford. Wilford up. I'm sorry, not Wilford. That's Jesse. And Jesse, the ball sets, but the 10 pin does not. Oh, Vonnie did not come to play. She got fingers and she knows how to use them. And we got Carl Slater up on lane 43. Nah. Carl Slater up. Very good. And, all right, so Carl Slater, again with another non-count, and looking to convert this pair. Right now starting off with one open. And driver. Don't stop at all. Zoom, zoom. GPS rerouting did not make his 10 pin, did Jesse. And that right there is called opening the door. You do not want to open the door. You want to close the door. And let's see if Mr. Fred Wande, again, the tallest man on any pair of lanes, is going to try to see if he can find a shot. GPS reroute. And well, the 7 pin laid down, but the 10 pin wants another date before it lays down with anybody. Lawndale up on lane 42. And lane 42, she said any side, any day. Doug DeJesus converting his spare on lane 40. Doug DeJesus representing on the scratch pair for Lane Crashers. And Jalen Jones right now rips out the rack, and he's trying to make up for that 7-10 mishap that happened earlier in his previous frame. Fred Wande converting his 10 pin. So right now, the house is clean for all members of Lane Crashers. They're all about upkeep. Speaking of upkeep, let's see if we can keep up. And if Lane Crashers can keep up, they're going to kick out New England Heat. And let's see if he's going to cool the Heat down. And, Joey's getting a rhythm. I've watched him do this many times, especially in Garden City and any other house that he touches in. Joey, a UBA OG, he knows what it is. We got a good little boxing match right now. Everyone's throwing punches, and they're connecting. Almost looking like a Rocky movie. Basically, no blocks, only hits. The older ones. And Creed, all of a sudden, they had training. We ain't going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about this, hook a lot. And, sometimes all you got to do is ask sometimes. Terrence over there being a little nice to the pins. He said he gonna start a little easy. Then he's going to start driving the issue. Robert Danzy and Danzy. Danzy almost leaving a little 7-10. Almost a little gap 2 smile. And I see, wow. Split situation. And, ain't nothing but a spare. And like I said, Lane Crashers is keeping the house clean because they got a date. They got a trophy to move in the house. You got to keep the house clean. That was a mean split conversion by Mr. Green, Sean Green. And we got ourselves a fight. There was a lot of big talk about cooling off the Heat, being the Heat, maybe being blue Heat. Let's see if they can bring the Heat to the Heat. And Vonnie right now, she's hitting the hot spot right now, and she is on front 4 for sure. She is doing her thing. Vonnie really doing the job on him over there. Hopefully, Lane Crashers as a whole can get the job done. And speaking of getting the job done, plastic. Thank goodness for having plastic in the bag. Over there on lane 41. He almost had a situation that was not fun, but got out of trouble, leaving a 2-pin, coming in extremely light. And we got Paradise right now. That is not another day in paradise. And let's see if he can make this conversion, because if he doesn't make the conversion, they're going to be hurting for certain. Oh, and Mr. Wande, the tallest man on any pair, he strikes and he somehow walks back without hitting his head on the screen. Shout out to Wande for that. And we got Paradise up, looking to convert. He's 6, 7, 10, and he settles for the wood. Wood will still be good. Lane crashers on both the scratch pair and on the first handicap pair directly next to them. They have been closing frames, and that is the name of the game. And let's see if the game can still be played the way that only Joey Acera can play it. And right now, 90s must be a good year because he's on a 90 pace. But on the road to perfection right here. Oh, man, the 7 does not want to go down. The 7 is still fighting and standing up for its rights. Civil rights corner pins here at AMF Circle Lanes here in East Haven, Connecticut. Sean Green. And Mr. Green. Oh, Mr. Green being so mean to the pocket. After that spear conversion, you can only stay hype. You can only just continue to stay focused. You make a conversion like that, not only is that big for your team, but it's big in terms of throwing the other team off as well. Taking a look over here on lane 43 and 44. Mrs. Tate with a beautiful conversion right there, keeping her house clean as well. And, totally pulled out. Did not want any kids there on that baby split conversion. So John White was not all right with making any kind of baby at the moment. And Vonnie, front 4, and now a split, looking like a 2-4-10. 2-4-10 lead. Over here on lane 43, Anki Jr. And, Anki Jr., you see what he got on. He's ready for war. He's ready for war. And let's see if Vonnie can. Vonnie doesn't opt for the wood. She opts for the hero ball. And hero ball sometimes doesn't win at all. But they're still fine. They're comfortable. Speaking of comfortable, right there. Jesse looking really, really comfortable with that shot. Jesse was bringing the heat right there in the fourth frame. Let's see if Carl Slater on lane 43 can do the same. Carl Slater rolls and he sends the heat right back. Return to sender. And we're going to take a little journey back to the scratch pair over here on 39 and 40. Over here on lane 39 and 40, like I said, Joey Acera on lane 40 on 290 pace. Doesn't like it, and that is why. And we have what we call a situation. We got a situation right there on lane 40 for Joey Acera, 5-pin lead. And let's see if Jalen can take advantage of that. And, oh my goodness, the pins never stood a chance. Jalen Jones. Lefty from the New England Heat, the man who said, and I quote, "We are the best team in our division." Well, iron sharpens iron, and let's see if Joey Acera can stay sharp on his 5-pin conversion. Certainly confident that he will. Doesn't even really have to look at it, but he looks at it anyway, and he takes it out. No witnesses. Moving on over to lane 41. Let's see if Mr. Fred Wande can convert his spare. And it's like the spare wasn't even there. He rolled it and never folded. Speaking of not folding, right over there we have Lawndale, Miss Scott. Miss Scott, And that is the second consecutive tap. 7-pin lead for her. So something may be happening there. And let's see if she can convert a spare. Right now we have Mean Sean Green. Sean Green converting a beautiful spare earlier. A beautiful split, rather. Looking to see if he can keep it going. Oh, and getting a little mixy. Mixing it up. Still with a 278 potential max for Sean Green. And let's see if we got a spare conversion. And that is a blemish on what can still be a beautiful game, but not as beautiful as she would like. Speaking of like, let's see what they're looking like over there on lane 43 and lane 44. Looking on lane 40 right now. On lane 43, we have Jesse up. Jesse up on the left lane. For those not able to see the score, he started out with a strike, 9 open, and a double. And now we are into the 5th frame for him. Jesse rolls it on lane 43. And they're kicking out the 10-pin like a tenant that does not pay rent. No one likes that. And I'm sure that Enki would have liked to strike. Enki Jr. does convert his spare. So aside from the 1 open that he began with, he is looking to keep the house clean. And if I know better, and I do know better, the minute someone decides to talk to Enki Jr., it's going to be a problem. We got Carl Slater up on lane 44. Solid lefty. Been with the UBA for some years now. Looking to see if he can strike and maybe keep the rhythm going from the anchor position. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here, watching round 2 of the Atlantic Conference playoffs here at AMF Circle Lanes, located in East Haven, Connecticut. And the 7-pin still standing up for its rights. Boxing gloves on that corner pin. Let's see if we can convert it. Oh. Good shot, Fred. Shouting out Fred Wande on his strike. Let's see if we can shout out Carl Slater on his spare over here on lane 44. All right, and I think he likes it. And very good. Got it good. Moving back to lane 41 and 42. We're going to take a look. Oh, wait. And we stop. Hey, sometimes you got to reset. Shout out to all the teams that was participating in round 1. They did a wonderful job, great performances earlier, and they are looking forward to maybe beating whoever they're bowling at this very moment. For those who did not hear the statistics earlier and the matches earlier, it was Area 51 over the Fury. It was Royal Flush over Mill City Mayhem. Project Mayhem over the Franchise. Killer's Grip over Suicide Squad. City Morgue over Apocalypse. Lane Crashers over Auburn Maulers. Mob Nation Militia over Lights Out. And The Hit Squad over Open Bowlers. Right now, Terrence Taylor is up. Lane 40. Oh! And we got a little kick out. Taking out any innocent bystanders that it sees in its way. And as you hear Erica in the background representing Lane Crashers. They are indeed still here. And they're trying to keep throwing strikes and see if they can smell some fear. And let's see if Danzy on lane 39 brings the heat. And nope. Ooh. Got cold real quick. In the words of Salt and Pepper, that's not it. Leaving the big four. The Nixon special, the I'm not a crook. Anybody seen the 2 fingers on each side from Richard Nixon? You know what I'm talking about. It looks like potentially scratch pair could be in the driver's seat, but it is not over by a long shot. There's only about a 30-pin difference. And the 10-pin, again, putting on boxing gloves, looking similar to a middle finger from a driver that crosses and merges lanes without looking. Paradise going up on lane 39. And 39 has not really been fine. Has not been fine for him. 92 in the 6th frame. Looking to maybe make a change. And oh, baby. Baby split to be exact. 310 leave. And, ooh, Doug does not take advantage of that. Now, Paradise is going to have to stay in, and he's going to have a positive result on that baby. On that baby, he's going to try to convert. No one seems to be really running away with it. It seems like it's going to go down all the way to the 10th frame. But we're going to see, pun intended, who can take the heat. And Paradise has no problem making more kids. Moving over to lane 41 and 42. It seems that things are taking a little turn, but for everybody. Miss Scott, Lawndale Scott, was looking good. Started out with front 4 and has not been able to stop tapping. And she's looking to convert another 7-pin. Lane crashes. That, if you recognize that voice, that is Erica Thompson right there, and she will make noise and she will get on you. Some say that she was the superstar of that lane crashers 2 years ago, especially when she came and brought the noise. Whether she's on the lanes or off the lanes, she will always be in the building, and you will know it. Speaking about knowing it, I know that Sean Green did not like that. Now, he did convert a split earlier, but let's just say the probability of making this pair is a little tough. Now, he did have the 6-pin before, but I'm sorry, he did have, yes, he had the 6 before, but before he left it along with the 7, and he converted that. All right, and he settles for the wood, but Sean Green's energy still been up. Matter of fact, lane crashes, their energy has been all the way up. And if they stay up, then nothing can stop them. Speaking of not stopping, Terrence Taylor over here on lane 39 just doubled right now, double going into the 9th, and he cannot stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's see who's going to take the walk for the cheesecake. All right, Paradise is still searching for what he's looking for, and hope he's looking for something that resembles anything close to Paradise. Oh! Vonnie turned around, and she said, I'm going to back it up one time. And let's see if Doug can keep it going. And wow, 7-10. I noticed that Doug is trying to play through the oil, and he needs to get a little more fingers. He needs to get deeper in there. Oh, and somehow Fred Wande tripped something that probably shouldn't have been on camera, but and if it wasn't, he'll be good with that. Oh, and Doug De Jesus was trying to convert his 7-10 split. Right now, Jalen up. And the 7-pin says, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Joey Acera right now, up on lane 39. Joey had a slight hiccup in the 6th frame. Let's see if and he has a short memory. It's like the frame never happened. He just got to keep going. Let's see if Jalen can convert his 7-pin. And barely picks it up. Seems like he got a little fast on that. It's looking like things are turning around for the better for Lane Crashers. Lane Crashers said they was going to bring the heat. Lane Crashers said they are the heat, and it's looking like they are truly the heat. Erica, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I hear you over here.
Still here. Still fucking here.
Always, all day. And you know what? I see. How appropriate is it that your jerseys are blue, and y'all cooling the heat off, right?
Yeah, it's a little cold on that side right now, but a lot of game left.
Adjusting the thermostat.
Yeah, let's cool it off a little bit.
Right, as long as they got you behind them. Hey, yo, I already know what it is.
Pedal.
Which
gas pedal. Gas pedal. Gas pedal.
What was that Vonnie song?
Yeah! Throw that thing, girl! Throw that thing!
And throw the ball, too. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, Vonetta, Joe Leaf, Vonnie. 766 earlier. And, hey, sometimes you got to go back and do it again just for fun. And that wasn't fun over there on lane 41. Lane crashes. Carl Slater striking right there, trying to keep the pace up over there. New England Heat right now not looking so hot for the Heat. Lane crashes trying to be one of the New York teams to come up here and really let them know that we're going to stake our claim. Home is where we lay our hat. And let's just see if this is where it's at. And I know where they're trying to get at. They're trying to get to Battle Bowl. This is the road to Battle Bowl. And the road is a little bumpy right now for New England Heat. Now they bowl in the New England area. So this is technically enemy turf for the New York team, Lane Crashers. Lane Crashers, Joey doesn't like the shot, and not exactly why, but he's still forgiven with an 8 count. It could have been a 7 count, leaving the 3-6, the 10 deciding to take a break. Let's see if Jalen can take advantage of this. Jalen looking to take advantage. And wow, 7-pin right now in disagreements, not in agreement at all with Jalen. A lot of speed and a lot of power, but sometimes you got to be nice to it. Let's see if this spare conversion is nice for Joey Acera. Shooting his 3-6, and no problem. All over the 3-6, like a 3-6 Mafia album. And Wande converting his double wood. Let's see if Jalen over here in lane 39 can convert his 7-pin. No problem, all over that. Whether you shoot from the left or the right, if you're coming in super strong, super fast, you are not going to get that ripple effect that you need when you're going through whatever your pocket may be, whether it be the 1-2 or the 1-3. Robert Danzy up. Oh, FaceTime. He did not want to FaceTime a friend at the moment. Terrence looking to take advantage of that. Oh, and Terrence right now. TT. He is teed up. And Robert Danzy does not convert. And only a 178 start for him. Terrence Taylor looking at potential 248. 248 max for Terrence Taylor himself. Terrence up. Terrence likes the shot. Oh, but the lanes bite a little too hard at the moment. What's already a comfortable lead, he would have liked to stretch it out just a little bit more. And let's see if Paradise can get lined up for game 2, because it seems like game 1 is through. But every pin counts, because you got to factor in overall wood as well. Paradise right now, he's swimming to something. He might have found some land, but it seems like it might be a distance. Terrence up on lane 39. Opts for the wood, and still a good start, 234. Paradise looking to finish the 10th frame strong, and that is not so strong. So if he was swimming to Paradise, it seemed the tide picked up in the opposite direction. Doug DeJesus on lane 39, making a slight surface change, maybe for the better, gets a little more length out of it. Converting the spare and striking for potential 174 max. And we're starting to watch some transitioning happening. So what you're seeing now are lanes that start off by playing a little strong, hooking a lot in the back end, but as a lot of people get the ball down early, they start carrying the front oil down, and they start to get in their own way with their own carry down. And that is what some bowlers may be experiencing on both the left and the right sides. Speaking on the right side, we're going to take a look right of the scratch pair, and we're going to take a look at Vani, and Vani looking to finish strong. And Vani kicking out the 10 pin. And you are seeing right now why Vani is in the anchor spot. She ain't scared of nobody. She will bowl anybody at any moment, and she is bringing it. Matter of fact, she had already brought it. She brought it specifically in the form of a 766 series in the previous match, leading up to this one. And way outside. Wow, Jalen getting way outside. Scratch pair on lane crashers. Looking like, yes, this will be a first game victory with a slight lead over on lane 39 and 40. Vonetta on lane 41. 41 is still plenty of fun for Vani. And let's just say handicap pair number 1 may have things in the driver's seat. And we have Anki Jr. up, looking to finish his 10th frame for a back 5 finish, which will give him a 216 finish. Anki likes it, stays down, and kicks out the 10 pin. So on the road to 216, being oh so mean with it. Y'all looking pretty good, Mr. State. Oh, and like I said, 766. No, do not adjust anything. That was not a fluke. That's just what Vani does. If she's coming, she's not coming for nothing. And Vani is coming strong today with a beautiful 253 start. 766, and she still wants some more action. Speaking of action, let's see on lane 43 if Anki Jr. can get a little more action. Rolls that ball, comes on up. It's a little tight. Oh, but it's just right. There you go. Right now, lane crashes right now are just all over the heat, kind of like a cold, wet blanket. The fire that was on their jersey, it does not seem like a flame. Right now, it's looking like a candle on a wick. Flame on a wick, rather. Jesse, though, still saying, I'm still here. I'm still going to throw punches. He didn't hear no bell yet. But you know what? If there is a bell, Enki is rocking it, but he didn't rock out that 4-pin. But that's all right. 215 is just fine. 215 is not, 766, and you still in the mix.
253 this game?
Look at you showing up for round two.
Trying to shoot my weight.
It's all about round two.
Once I shoot my weight, nobody can beat me.
So one round is not enough. You already know what it is. And Carl Slater looking to strike out for potentially a 218 finish. Jesse was still throwing some punches, still fighting, trying to make sure that the deficit is not too large. Oh, and there we go. So on the first handicap pair, first game I believe was 811 to 679. So you guys had to what was 679. All right, a very comfortable start. Oh. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. 739 for lane crashes. 611. That is the first handicap pair. On the scratch pair, there's lane crashers escaping with. I'm so sorry. 607 to 568. 607, 568. Carl Slater looking for a 218 finish on lane 43 and 44, and I will definitely give you their final score. 640 is the finish, and it's looking like a 728 finish for lane crashers. So lane crashers so far sweeping the first game. And Slater says, "See you later." Oh, and you know what? He just wants to match with his teammate. 215 for both Enki Jr. and Carl Slater, being led by Mrs. Tate's 211, and that right there is 725 to 640. And let's just say lane crashes, they're looking kind of comfortable. They kind of said, forget your couch, rubbing dirt all on the sofa. Oh, y'all hungry? So it's time to eat. That's right. You heard it right there. Enki Jr. said that they hungry. Lane crashers, they want to get back to Battle Bowl. They like the spotlight. They are not scared of the bright lights. Speaking of bright lights, if you're wondering where the lights and the roads lead, all roads lead to Battle Bowl. August 8th through August 13th. Bowlerama over there in Delaware. And Delaware was that going? That was way outside. Like I said, Battle Bowl will be taking place in both Bolero, Wilmington, as well as Bowlerama, which is located in, in Newcastle, Delaware. And Doug DeJesus still trying to get his rhythm. He couldn't get the same rhythm that he had earlier. But that's all right. You're doing just fine when your team is sweeping the first game in the pair against what was said to be the best team in their division. Joey Acera up on the approach on lane 39. Taking his time getting lined up. And, he likes it. All right. All right now, Joey Acera right now driving into the pocket, showing him what he's all about, showing everybody what it is. He's trying to get to Newcastle, Delaware. He's trying to get to Bolarama. He's trying to create some more drama. And the drama right here is high, and the heat is on, but not courtesy of the heat. But wait a minute, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Robert Danzy, he started off cold, but you know what? Hopefully he's going to find that heat that he's searching for. Speaking of searching for, Terrence Taylor searching for that double. Lane crashes, known to make noise and known to back up that noise. Lane crashes came to crash the party. Lane crashes are lane crashes for a reason. They show up to your house. They take what they want. They eat what they want. They're going to go in your fridge. Lane crashes will go up in your bathroom, use up all the toilet paper, and mess up your sheets. That's what lane crashes do. They go anywhere you want. So give me the address. I'll show up. Just leave the door unlocked. Or not. I'll get it either way. Speaking of getting it in, Doug DeJesus almost got it in on lane 40. Like I said, still trying to find a rhythm and search for that same rhythm he had when he shot 299 earlier in his previous match. Speaking of match, it seems right now the Heat not matching up well with their New York counterparts. Their New York opponents right now, they're being a strong opposition. And right now, their position is in extreme jeopardy. But Doug was not in jeopardy of missing his 7-pin. Speaking of converting, after our shot from Jalen over here on lane 39, we are going to convert and look over to lane 41 and 42. Because there's nothing to look at lane 39 because whatever was on the rack, he pushed back. And we are going to take the party over to lane 41 and 42. Let's see what it do on lane 41 and 42. And Wanda right now. Wanda is indeed not psyched out. Wanda is not psyched out. And I saw, it looked like Wanda was holding her back from trying to carry them the first game. Her game was solid. And she has the side almost to herself. She has to share it with Sean Green. But right now, the camera is on Mr. Wande, and he says, you know what? He had to cross a bridge to get here anyway. Why not cross one on lane 41? And crazy up on lane 42. And we're going to see what it do on lane 42. Crazy up, trying to drown out the noise of lane crashes. But trust me, each game they will get louder. Crazy up and crazy up. Crazy up and crazy's up. On a potential 280 pace. Lane crashes trying to keep up their path of disaster. As I stated earlier, lane crashers mauling the Auburn Maulers 36-4. 4 points away. 4 points away from a full sweep. We're going to take a look at Mr. Green. Mr. Green, Sean Green, looking to convert his 8-pin on lane 41. It seems that the only person really having fun on 41 and 42 is Vonnie, Miss Vonetta Jolie. Lane crashes and converting the spare. So Sean Green with the spare conversion. New England Heat looking to fight back, and they are fighting back. Hey, listen, there is no tomorrow. There's only today. So don't play with it. Hey, New England Heat, they are here, and they are fighting. They are fighting for a reason. They're here for a reason. Over on lane 41, I said Vonnie's the only one having fun with 41. And let's see if she's still having fun. Yes, we are still having fun. Vonnie right now, safe to say MVP right now of the day. That's right, you heard it. And throw that thing in. She is. Indeed, she is. 766. Sounds like throwing it to me. And let's see how Wande's going to throw it on lane 42. And that was a much better shot than the other one. And he over here, Fred Wande looking like a super tall DJ, mixing it up over here. And let's mix it up and let's move over to lane 43 and 44. Lefty anchoring Carl Slater right now can't really find the carry. Throwing a good shot right there, 7-pin fighting back. Sean Green up on lane 42. And he likes it, and oh! Coast to coast. Like I said, lane crashes just ran up in the safety space of the 7-pin and said, you are not safe. Carl Slater on lane 44 converting his spare. New England Heat not bringing the heat, and some may say that New England Heat was supposed to have the advantage, being that they're fresh and they came in on the bye. But lane crashers said iron sharpens iron, and they after taking 36 points from one of the teams that's in this area, it's safe to say that their confidence is up, their morale is up, and they don't want to go home. And Charlie Davis, Mrs. Tate, leaving a 1-2-10. Definitely a makeable split. And speaking of makeable shots, right there, beautiful conversion on lane 44. Let's see if Vonnie still got something in the tank. And Vonnie is not stopping. MVP of the day thus far. Let's see on lane 43. Mrs. Tate ain't nothing but a spare. And like I said, the upkeep is real. Keeping the house clean is Mrs. Tate. Yo, crazy is not playing. He needs to go crazy and get crazy, because right now the lead on this pair is crazy, but it's not because of New England Heat. It's because the lane crashers doing what they do, coming up in your house, eating your snacks, and that's just it. You know what? I'm not as good as you right now. This match is important to the audience.
I keep thinking you talking to yourself. You back here.
I got a whole mic in my hand. How am I talking to myself? No, you got me confused with certain people who like to walk on lanes and talk to people on their pair. Oh, no, that's called respect. That's called respecting the bowlers. Not everybody does that.
Honestly, y'all know how this goes. Lane Crash is about to get this win today. We'll see y'all back here next week. Saturday, I believe. Yeah, keep in mind.
Rhetorical question. Who's the MVP of the day?
MVP of the day is Vonnie.
Damn right.
That's Miss 760 the first set.
Oh, yeah, 766 if you want to get into specifics. Oh, you know, Kanye said next time he's in church, no photos. Are you saying the same thing? That's it. Oh, man, 7-pin being mean to Sean Green. Lane Crashers definitely looking really, really good. They were looking good earlier, and what did not look good was Miss LaWanda Scott's split, leaving the 6-7-10. She's been throwing the ball pretty good. There was a couple times where she got taps that honestly she did not deserve, but definitely one of their strong bowlers. Speaking of strong, it seems that Dougie, he's getting a little rhythm. Mr. De Jesus bringing all the drama. The main thing that Lane Crashers have been doing for the most part is closing frames and controlling the pace. They're having fun on and off the lane. They're making noise on and off the lane. For them, it's just another day at the office. And they're trying to make New England eat. They're trying to make New England Heat eat any words that they had previously about being the best team in their division. I'm sure this is going to generate a lot of posts and a lot of phone calls from bowlers in their division. So it's something special about lane 39 and 40 today. It produced 299 games, 288 games, 290 games, 279s, and we got that same kind of situation here, because if you look up at the screen on lane 39 and 40, Lane Crashers, they are looking like another maybe 300 potential on the top, 300 potential on the bottom, 269 in the middle. So that's looking like a stretchy sandwich. And that's big bread on the top and the bottom. Mr. Terrence Taylor says no lie on the back of his jersey, and his game is no lie. Right now, his game is looking like the truth. Only lie I saw was on lane 42. Oh, and that's a mix for front six for Terrence Taylor. TT, and the 2T is for double trouble. Trouble plus trouble equals New England Heat potentially going home. And it goes D-Nice. D-Nice. Doug De Jesus. Doug rolling it up. Doug rolling loud right there. And like I said, a little 69 action and get a little Dougie chant. Like I said, it's looking like a potential stretchy sandwich. And the Wonder Bread on the top and the bottom might be a 300 up top, 300 up bottom. Or it might be, well, it could be whole wheat. Brian Paradise. Paradise still fighting back. Come to think of it, it may not be bread on the top and the bottom. It may just be a wrap. And speaking of wrap, getting wrapped with a 7-pin over on lane 40, Miss LaWanda Scott. First chance for myself personally getting a chance to see a roll, but I like what I see so far. Oh my goodness. I didn't know Sarah was a lefty. He was on that shot. And like I said, it may be a wrap. Whole wheat, sun-dried tomato, maybe a little spinach if you're healthy. And LaWanda eats her spinach, and she definitely was strong to the finish for a 7-pin conversion. Speaking of strong to the finish, I've been seeing strong shots from Jalen Jones. Throws the ball amazingly well, a lot of power, a lot of revs, can create a lot of problems for a lot of lane mechanics, especially after he's finished. Speaking of finishing, let's see if Robert Danzy can finish. And yes, he does finish. He finishes, and he's trying to throw punches. He's trying to throw a rock or something. Speaking of wanting a rock, my goodness, Vonnie has not stopped. She has been spanking the ass of every pin all damn night. But you know what? Lane crashes. They may be putting a hurting, but they still want to fight. They are still fighting. Crazy is still going crazy. He gonna get crazy and hopefully stay crazy and not be lazy. Speaking of not being lazy, nah, Tenpin refused to be lazy. Refused to lay down. Oh my goodness. Lane crashes in the driver's seat right now. They driving it like y'all put some premium in the tank. And Miss LaWanda Scott, all right, still trying to fight. But it might just be night-night. Lane Crash is trying to sing a lullaby to New England Heat. New England Heat needs to change something and turn something around if they want a shot to make it further in the playoffs. Over on lane 43, First Lady, Mrs. Tate, looks great right there. And Charlie, right now, Charlie for sure is keeping the house clean and right now trying to make a stain in their house. I'm sorry. So sorry, 2:45 left. 2:45 left on lane 44. And right now, it's not looking good. Wilfer on lane 44, leaving a 2:45. And his ball didn't fight. And right now, it seems like the whole Heat, they're losing their fight as well. Like again, like I said, looking like a stretchy sandwich over there. With the two pieces of bread being 300 up top, 300 at bottom potential. And Vonnie rocking. I can't keep track of it. It seems like punches is just being thrown everywhere. It's like when you press turbo punch super fast with E Honda. It's hands everywhere. It's like E Honda and Chun-Li together just throwing hits, throwing shots. And great run by Terrence Taylor. And Fred Wande still going. I'm seeing more X's than Times Square back in the day. Sorry, a tear just fell watching this kind of beating on TV. And looking like a 279 max potential for Terrence Taylor. Let's see if Brian Paradise can fight back. And he does not fight back. And look at what he leaves. That. And that is a 1-2-4-10. And what you are witnessing is how you take a team out of the game. You come with a name like Lane Crashers, and you crash their home, you make noise, have fun, and leave without helping them clean up. And nice spear conversion for Brand Paradise, but seems like we got a little pirate syndrome going on across with New England Heat versus Lane Crashers. And you know what they say, pirates always find a sunken chest, and their chest is being sunken in right now. Doug finding a much better rhythm than he had in the first game. Like I said, he had a beautiful 299 game earlier, giving him a 723 series to go along with that. And speaking of series, it's seeming like a series of unfortunate events right here for New England Heat. Wilfer of the New England Heat over here on lane 43. Still keeping a smile on his face no matter what. Lane crashes, they're saying so much to any team who may be watching this. There is one person on the New England Heat who is not laying down without a fight. And right now, let's see if that fight continues. And the fight is still there. New England Heat not laying down. And that was John White. John White. Still on pace for 300. Let's see if Carl Slater can respond. Carl Slater up on lane 44. Finishes a little high, but that is just fine. And we got Jesse up on lane 43. Jesse looking to help out and gets a lot of help crossing the bridge himself. Over on lane 41, Vonnie pulls it. Oh, sometimes you got to go to the Jamaican spot and get a little jerk. A lot of jerk seasoning on that one. UBA all day. All right, lane 41. He's trying to maybe have a little fun, but right now it's kind of hard to have fun when the tallest man on the lane is basically giving you an Andre the Giant style beating. Well, and you heard it right there, half a loaf of bread from a 280 potential and go down to a 5 count. Let's see if Fred Wande on lane 42 can convert his leave, and he left a lot. He needs to finish his food. Can Fred finish his food? And he finishes his food indeed. He ate half a loaf in one bowl and finished the rest of the loaf in the other. And Wande up on lane 42. And let's see if we can get that 255. All right, 254 is pretty good. Why not? Damn, jeez. Goodness. Let's see if Carl Slater can get a rhythm. Carl Slater's been struggling on his first shots a slight bit. And he makes a very good adjustment, but unfortunately does not take out the 7-pin. Got to generate some frustration. New England Heat is definitely fighting on the second handicap pair, but it may not be enough. Let's just see. Sean Green. Sean Green being mean to the pocket. Oh, we got another half loaf. And Carl Slater converting his 7-pin. And we got LaWanda Scott up. Nice shot. Still coming up high. LaWanda Scott, backup bowler on lane 41, was throwing a lot of very good shots, hitting the pocket. Seemed like she was having some issues finishing behind the headpin, trying to create sharper angle, and now getting wrapped with a lot of leaves. Speaking of leave, you're going to need a leave because I would have a headache if I left something like what I just see on lane 42. Let's see if Sean Green can convert his split. LaWanda Scott converts her split. And they're definitely throwing punches. But right now, all the punches that they're throwing, even with the second handicap pair for New England Heat potentially taking this game, the only thing that they can prevent is a sweep at this point. Because lane crashes are bringing the heat with every shot. And like that, at the drop of a dime, Terrence Taylor with 279. Over here, Doug DeJesus finding a little bit of a rhythm. And a very good improvement, leaving that 178 behind and now shooting a potential 224 max. Crazy, still going crazy on 41. And you know what? He says, look, I'm going to throw y'all on my back real quick. I'm going to do my squats. I'm going to walk y'all over the threshold. Speaking of threshold, hopefully that threshold is high because there's a lot of pain happening on the lanes. Speaking of pain, shout out again to MVP of the day, Vonetta Jolie. First game, 253. Strikes here, 257. Again, 766 against the Auburn Maulers. Mauling the Maulers and lighting up the Heat. And 253 game one, 257 game two, 766 earlier, MVP. Not even debatable. Vaughn came to get it on. Vaughn came to get it on here at AMF Circle Lanes here in East Meadow. That's what you call understanding the assignment and then finishing the mission. Let's see if she can finish. She went 766 earlier. I think she's trying to beat herself a little bit. We got Joey Acera up. Looking at 266 max. Acera up. Testing out a piece, something to give herself a little more push down, a little more length down. What I've been seeing other than closing frames is a lot of good ball changes, a lot of surface changes, something that allows the bowlers to basically relax and throw it. What I like to say, sometimes you got to ball down so you have permission to fully hit the shot rather than fighting with a strong surface, trying to overpower the shot and just smacking a brick wall, which is the pocket with no drive. And again, Joey Acera being kind.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I feel really bad that teams came from Massachusetts to drive here for an hour and 45 minutes just to get messed up by a New York team. I feel really bad by this. We messed up the Auburn whatever, the first round.
Uh-huh.
Now we're messing up the New England Heat. Like, teams in Massachusetts just stay there.
Ooh. And so they know who the message came from. Tell them who sent the message.
This is Vanilla Gorilla from the Lane Crashers. So I'm just letting you guys know, like, if you're from Massachusetts and you're going to bowl Lane Crashers, just stay home.
And the following message was paid to you. And
Brought to you by
and paid for, not by Lane Crashers, because they ain't pay a dime today.
Right,
by every New England team.
Every New England team, right. So appreciate it. Thank you guys for the free bowling. Bar tab is basically on you. So thank you guys.
And that's what it really truly means to crash someone's lane.
Exactly. 100%.
One more thing, lane crashes all day.
All day. That's all I want to say. I appreciate you're doing a great job. Great job commentating.
Thank you
I just
so
want to
much.
let you know that if you're from Massachusetts, just if you're going to bowl us, just stay home. That's all. Thank you. Appreciate that. Vanilla Gorilla out.
Vanilla Gorilla out. And right now, the Gorilla and the rest of the team going bananas. Fred Wande was just going bananas last game. And right now, it looks like New England Heat slipped on a banana peel. And they just keep slipping, falling. Can't get up. But they got to get up. And things are not looking up, but they're on the up and up for Lane Crashers. And things may be on the up and up for the handicapped pair on the far right, lane 43 and lane 44. And I just want to make sure that I know what I'm saying.
I'm a traitor.
And oh, what a difference walking away and coming back makes. Because it certainly looked like New England Heat was certainly fighting back. And the one thing that's always for sure is that nothing's for sure. There is no momentum lost, to say the least. Vonnie is still striking, and she's still striking a lot. And she looks like she got about 3 more games left in her. Amazing lot of action right now. New England Heat, I guess, trying to muster up something, but it could potentially be all she wrote. You never count a team out, but judging by the momentum, judging by body language, it could potentially be New England Heat's way out the door, or maybe not. As long as nothing catastrophic happens, let's just say Lane Crashers, they're in the driver's seat. Hopefully there's no speeding ticket or speed bumps on their road to Battle Bowl. Again, want to thank all of you today on this lovely Sunday, July 9th, 2023. Could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Round 2, Atlantic Conference Playoffs. AMF Circle Lanes, East Haven, Connecticut. And speaking of Haven, Lane Crashers, they made this place a rest haven for them on their road. They just came to stop and just mess something up real quick. Crushing hopes and dreams. Let's take a look on lane 41. All right. Sometimes on your road to having fun, you might leave 1 or 2 taps. Shout out to all the other teams that did participate today. Again, those recaps. Area 51 over the Fury, 28-12. Sorry, Area 51, 8. Can't forget the 8. Royal Flush, 22-18 over Mill City Mayhem. Project Mayhem, 26-14 over the Franchise Killers Grip, 36-4 over Suicide Squad. City Morgue, 30-10 over Apocalypse Lane Crashers. Over Auburn Maulers 36-4. Mop Nation Militia 30-10 over Lights Out. And the Hit Squad over Open Bowlers 30-10. Lane Crashers looking to keep the rhythm up. Doug DeJesus just up right there on lane 40. Leaving a 4-pin, driving a little high. Still trying to find that spot, that one area. Because now you're going to get that reaction over under. Outsides may hang, insides may cut. Oh, and speaking of cut, oh, that's got to cut deep. 3-8 leave for Sean Green. Now Sean Green picked up a similar split earlier. Let's just see. Let's see if we can make this conversion. Conversions like this take the wind out, and that will not be happening that frame. Keys to a turnaround right now. Energy's got to stay up. You've got to have a short memory. You got to have short-term memory. You cannot just chime and just cannot just dwell on any beating that happened in game 1 and or game 2, no matter how it may be. You got to be hard-headed. You got to be defiant. And what you're hearing is UBA at its finest. UBA at its finest. You're hearing Lane Crashers, one of the original teams here, and showing you what they're all about. Showing up to wherever you at and taking it over like it's theirs. Because they're Lane Crashers. What else do you expect? I know Vonnie expected to convert that 10-pin, and she does. She does with no problem. Ain't nothing but a spare. Looking over at lane 41. We're looking at the New England Heat. Trying to fight that. Exhibit a little heart. Show some heart. Show some fight. And Carlos. Carlos of New England Heat still trying to bring the heat. That's right. Carlos trying to rally. And wait a minute. Over here on lane 43-44. This is why you never count anything out. Because I definitely had believed that Lane Crashers had let this one go. And this is exactly how you walk a team down. And the verdict is in, and Lane Crashers looking like they are definitely going to get the win. Still here?
Say it with your chest, mama. Say less, mama. Still fucking here.
Shoot. Mr. Slater said, look, it's better late than never, but never late is better. He said, I wish I could have gave you more, but I will give you back 4 and secure a walk-down victory on lane 43 and 44, the second handicap pair. And if you're keeping score, yes, New England Heat has not won a pair in 2 games. Joey and Sarah, the no balance challenge as he rips the rack right there. And Joey is just right now just letting it flow. He's floating right now, floating on cloud 9. Floating on cloud 9 right now. Just sleeping right there, sleepwalking. You sleepwalking it out. Vonnie. 3 V's. Yo.
Oh, take it easy. That's right. Let's go, Bonnie. Let's go, Charlie.
Yo, Erica.
From my looks over there, she was high on the pear. Still here. That's the classic walk down. That game was in the bag for them. But guess what?
Yo, what did Leonidas say in 300? Shit. Wait, you should see our women.
Damn right.
So you know, they always say the Spartan women, you know, those are the ones you got to watch out for.
Damn right.
Lane Crashers known to have some of the most dangerous women in the UBA. They out here causing trouble like Amazons. They're out here. Might as well start calling them the Wonder Woman. Because when they on the pair with you, you're going to wonder what's hitting you every single frame. And right now, every single shot is the lasso of truth. And they are roping in a massive victory. 2 bodies in New England, on New England soil. If that's not New York, what is? All they need right now is some Black Forces and some Tims to solidify the stomp out. My goodness. Lane crashes. New England Heat, not to take anything away from them. New England Heat got here for a reason, but unfortunately it is the end of their season. And we're going to take a look over at lane 41. And that's right. How's the right? How was the right? Lefties showing the righties how to strike on the right. Crazy did put up a fight last game. Unfortunately, it was not enough. He definitely went out on his shield in game 2. Hopefully game 3 he could sharpen up the sword and see if he could swing it around and maybe use it like an Excalibur. And Crazy still fighting. Crazy is not laying down for nobody. And the woman of the hour, the woman with all the power, the driving force, the premium gas, and the tank known as Lane Crashers tonight. Let's see what she got. 766 earlier, on pace to maybe beat that. A little wide, but that's all right. Still a potential 260 max for Vonetta Jolie. Vonnie. Vonnie already with 5'10" for the first 2 games. Let's see if she's gonna pick that bucket of chicken up. Yes. I know, right? Love that chicken from Can't Finish That. Oh, speaking of finishing it. Robert Danzy's shot on lane 40 didn't finish the way he wanted to because right now he has a phone call he got to pick up, a ring in 7. Lane crashes right now. I think they're going to really enjoy their ride home. And wherever they stop, they're going to eat good. I just can't wait to see what that bill's going to look like. Speaking of bill, the Easy Pass will be sending that bill in the mail. Crosses over a little bit, you know. Nothing like a little bit of crossover. Looking like NBA season out there. shout out to the New England Heat for making it to this point. New England Heat fought hard. They got here. Like I said, they got here for a reason, and I'm sure that they will be at Battle Bowl. Unfortunately, it will not be going further in the playoffs. Not to take anything away from any bowler who showed up here today. You make it to the playoffs, that means you weren't exactly way off from greatness. And that shot right over there by Brian Paradise was not way off, but even when it's not way off, sometimes the corner pins stay on. Speaking of staying on, they are staying on and staying all over the New England Heat. And it's safe to say that they have put the Heat out. Ivani up. Ivani has not stopped. Lane crashes. Looking to move forward here at the Atlantic Conference playoffs. And if you're next to face Lane Crashers, you got to wonder, who do we got and what are we going to do and what kind of lineup are we going to assemble against this team that came up and, sorry to say this, but mopped the floor. And how ironic it is, because it is these same pairs over here that Mop Nation mopped the floors with their opponent. So maybe, depending on what Mop Nation Militia is doing, that may be a matchup to watch. Could potentially be that situation where you see a Mop Nation Militia versus a Lane Crashers. Oh, and Terrence going a little high right there in lane 39. I'm sorry, lane 40 rather. So, looking into the future, Lane Crashers passing New England Heat, looking to face the winner of City Morgue and Identity Crisis. City Morgue and Lane Crashers. Now, they're very familiar with each other, not necessarily in each other's division. They're definitely not in each other's division, but there's bowlers that are familiar with each other. Bowlers that are very familiar with one another, and they are both noisy. There's going to be a lot of stuff being said. The volume, you might have to turn it down, but if you want to hear it more, just turn it up. You can even wake the neighbors up with the noise that you're going to hear in that match. It's going to be a lot of oohs. I mentioned the oohs, and only thing that the New England teams felt from the Lane Crashers was the ouch. And let's just see if they're going to keep acquiring the O's. The O's being the money for winning a potential Wilder Cup and a championship for the UBA season of 2023. Jalen still throwing punches, still fighting back. They're not planning on leaving without a fight. It's never over until it's over. But if you was to ask a Lane Crasher right now, or anybody else watching, they will assume it's over. And Lane Crashers are looking oh so comfortable right now. New England Heat still trying to fight. The story today is the women of Lane Crashers. Right now, the women on all pairs are holding it down because they have some of the most dangerous women in all of UBA.
All of you. Anybody.
Oh, what? Kejada Griffith, ladies and gentlemen. Lane crashes.
Here's an update of what's going on, right? This morning we beat the Auburn Maulers, I believe.
You mauled them.
Yeah, we bowled them, we beat them, got them out the way. They was a great team, by the way. Now we're bowling New England Heat. Great team, just not enough heat.
Not enough heat.
So we'll take the heat out their name. New England Cold. New England Coolers, whatever y'all want to call them. Lane Crashers got this shit.
And speaking of molars, was that almost a 40-piece today?
It was almost a 40-piece, but hey, every win counts.
Hey, every win counts, and this win is extremely big. So is this looking like also the same kind of situation, though?
It's looking like a 2-piece for the day.
So it's looking like whoever's watching this needs to take note and maybe fear y'all a little bit.
Whoever's watching this, you know, we're bringing our A game if we bowl y'all. So just know if y'all bowl us, bring your A game.
A game, nothing less, and also bringing them a lot of stress.
Yes, sir.
All right, you know what it is. More weapons? You got a lot left in the tank. So this is what you already had on you. So Fred Wande, yo, so y'all didn't even pop the trunk yet.
No. We got more to bring. We got more to bring for y'all next week.
Oh my goodness. So what if it's City Morgue? How's it? Now, City, that's going to be a fun match to watch.
We both lanes.
It's going to be a loud match.
So you didn't say good match, you just said loud.
It's going to be loud.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's about it? Oh, God. Lane crashes right now. They're walking on sunshine. But you know what? City Morgue looking to bring the clouds and hope, trying to rain on their parade if they can get past identity crisis. I'm pretty sure the New England teams don't take too kindly to the New York teams coming in and dare I say, crashing their vicinity. New England Heat not trying to leave anything on the table. You know, they don't want to just be eating totally out of house and home. They're not trying to give up no 40-piece nuggets with the sweet and sour sauce and a sweet tea. Something like barbecue. I'm a sweet and sour guy. And how ironic. It's looking sweet for Lane Crashers and it's oh so sour for the New England Heat. And potentially any team that may face them moving forward. They want to get back to the dance.
Whisper in her ear.
All right. At this point, Fred Wande, I'm used to seeing Fred Wande carry the world. Yo, Wande, not like this.
Pack 'em up, man.
Not like this. And you know what?
You got all that shit, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta bring up something that a bowler from Mop Nation Militia said. After he beat Lights Out, he said, looks like it's gonna be a long drive to New York. And talking a lot of trash about sending teams to New York.
He said it's going to be a long drive to New York.
We're going to Battle Bowl, man.
No. So if y'all see Mop Nation Militia, would you enjoy sending them packing?
Absolutely. Once you come for New York, you come for all of us. So it don't even matter what team you're on.
You know, the only thing this match was just missing was a whole bunch of Black Forces and Tims along with hoodies. Because this is a stomp out in the alley, though. And Sean Green on lane 41, still having fun. I know.
You're boring.
Shout out to Crazy for still fighting. Yeah, they are still fighting. That's one thing I got to give them credit. You know, they still got a pulse in terms of heartbeat. And I feel bad for whoever they got to see, either at Battle Bowl or their first match of the season. Because, and beautiful spare conversion by Brian Paradise. I'm over here at Pierce Field right now, Long Island Legends. Can you give us a quick update of what's going on with your match against Mop Nation Militia? Wow, so that's 2 teams in one day from Mop Nation Militia. They came in and they put in some work. Any words about Mop Nation Militia? Is this your first time seeing them?
Yes, that was my first time seeing them. Very good team. A bunch of scratch bowlers that know how to throw their shots pretty well. Keep it in line when the shots count.
Pierce, will you? Oh yeah, I watched them shoot 299 early. You shot 750 again? There you go. Great shooting today, Dennis. Oh, Pierce, will you be going to Battle Bowl?
What?
Will you still be participating in Battle Bowl?
Probably not. I work.
Okay. All right. Because I figured you get a chance to redeem something that one of the members said about enjoying sending New York teams packing back to New York.
Yeah. I mean, I work too much. I can't really do that.
I'm pretty sure Lane Crashers has no problem rectifying that.
I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself.
I hear you. Hey, it was definitely good. Hey, I'm glad you guys made it to the playoffs. Hopefully, we do see you up in Battle Bowl making some noise. If B, we'll see what happens. So quick update over here on the Mop Nation Militia side of things. Having a little foresight. Mop Nation Militia is looking like a threat, just like Lane Crashers is looking like a threat. Dennis? Dennis Bissonette, another 750. Jason Cody, 300. Stephen Dale. Wait, is Dale bowling again? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So 750 for you as well? Oh my goodness.
Balls for game 3.
750 with a 180 game. My goodness. Mop Nation Militia still out here doing things. Now, update on who Mop Nation Militia will be facing. So, no Mop Nation Militia defeating the Long Island Legends. And it will be, like I said, Mop Nation Militia versus Lane Crashers. A lot of strong bowling. Now, Mop Nation Militia, they got some guys that do like to talk trash, but Lane Crashers, that's a different breed of trash talking. Matter of fact, it's the original breed of trash talking, and we're gonna see if they can get into their heads and maybe cause some problems. Okay,
What did I say?
I'm back on the mic right here with
Ellis Island, Staten Island, Alcatraz. It don't matter. Take your ferry home.
I hear that, but now looking at Lane Crashers, who's sending one of you guys packing, the drive may not be long.
You know, that's southern New England.
Oh.
You ain't coming to the north.
Oh, wait a minute. So are you saying
The
that?
only thing they got is the Phenom.
So you're saying Lane Crashers doesn't have a shot?
No chance. Again, send them back to New York where they belong. Bring it on. See you next Saturday.
Mr. Pagan, how you feel about that? No comment?
He said we'll see you next Saturday, right?
All right. That sound like fighting words.
I may have to hurt PJ before he makes it to the match, but you know.
So that is definitely going to be a match to keep your eyes on, and that is one where the bet window is going to be. It's going to be big. Somebody's going to be pushing the all button. New England Heat go down to the Lane Crashers. Long Island Legends sent home by Mop Nation Militia. Class Acts right now against Pound for Pound. I'm sorry, against Area 51-8 and Pound for Pound versus Royal Flush. The winners of those contests will face one another. Bola Rama Express versus Project Mayhem, also in the process is taking place right now as we speak. And we have Wrecking Crew versus Killer's Grip. The winners of each of those contests will face one another. Lou, what's going on? Vanilla Gorilla. So I have a gentleman that says that you guys have no shot against their team next Saturday. How do you feel about that?
Who we bowl against?
Mop Nation Militia.
Who?
Mop Nation Militia.
Who?
Mop Nation Militia.
I'm gonna ask again. Who?
You know, if you're not clear, you can ask the gentleman himself.
Oh wait, we're bowling against you. If we win, we bowl against you guys next week. Okay. Never heard of him.
Soon to be Hall of Fame Mountain Nation Militia. You know.
Soon to be Hall of Fame. So basically, you're saying.
On the ballot this year.
So you're saying put some respect on his name. So Eminem is not sweet.
He's a real Slim Shady.
So you hear it right here, Mop Nation Militia. Eminem, not sweet though. All right.
I remember my first beer when I first bowled too. We could talk a lot of shit, but our team, I'm telling you right now, we're going to be louder than them. We're going to be more competitive than them. We're going to this team up. I'm holding back my cursing. We're gonna mess this team up. I'm telling you guys that right now. So be prepared next week because Mop Nation Hall of Fame my asshole.
So are you saying it's going to be a movie?
It's going to be a movie, and
is it going to be a horror film
for them?
A drama?
No, horror film from them.
Comedy?
No, horror film. They're going to come in. They're going to think, "Oh wow, this house looks great. We're going to renovate this house. It's going to be great. It's going to be freaking haunted." And we're going to come back, and we're going to win, and then we're going to bowl whoever the hell we bowl next. And you know what? Lane Crashes, we'll see you at Battle Bowl. I'm telling you right now, we're going to see you at Battle Bowl.
So where will that match be taking place next Saturday?
Isn't it here? Is that match not here?
I believe so.
I think it's here next Saturday. So next Saturday we bowl Mop, and we're going to mess them up, and I don't even care who we bowl afterwards. We're going to beat them too, and then we'll see you at Battle Bowl in August.
Lou DiMartino, Vanilla Gorilla, Lane Crashers. You heard it here. Looking over here at lane 39 and 40, the driver's seat. The driver's seat, well, it's being controlled by the scratch pair, handicap pair on all sides. Got them all. Vonnie with a 219 finish. 766 earlier. Kept it up all 3 games this one. 6 games of pain for everybody she's been on the pair with. easily the MVP of Lane Crashes today. I mean, the whole team did perform, but she definitely said, "Put me in the front seat so that way I can get a better shot when you roll down the window."
With a dirty ass mouth, you know what I mean?
There you go. Isn't that how we like them?
No, I'm good.
I mean, well, of course you're good. You have your lovely wife.
I'm going to keep quiet because I don't know where to.
Well, I know where you guys are going. You guys are going to face Mop Nation Militia. Who says you guys? Yes. Who says you have no shot?
Who says we have no shot?
Yes.
I'm going to have a shot right now. I'll tell you that right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Who are they? Well, Mop Nation Militia. Well, I can tell you who they are. All I know is that you and them, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. Oh man. Shout out to Vonnie. 766 earlier. 727. 1493 altogether for the day. That is an amazing showing for, again, what I said is the MVP. 248 average for the day for Vonetta Jolie. Vonnie. Vaughn came to get it on. 1493 altogether for the day. 248 average for the day. 766 round one. 727 round two. If you're Mop Nation Militia, who do you have? We're going to find out. Because Mop Nation got a lot. But guess what? Lane Crashes, they always willing to crash a party. And if they want to get this party started, then let's get it going. Oh, wow. Would you like? What kind of sauce would you like that?
I don't know. I like buffalo. Buffalo? I'm trying to get this 40-piece McNugget over here.
Oh, my goodness. So, wait a minute. So, you try to make it spicy, too. Yeah. Sweet tea on the side?
Large.
Large? 2 lemons?
Light ice.
Light ice?
Yes. What do you like?
We got free refills.
Dude, if we get this 40-piece, my man.
Only question I got is who's posting the pic? Oh. You know what? McDonald's is not far away because they sell 40-piece nuggets. You know, I'm sorry. Certain restaurants are not far away, and they have 40-piece chicken McNuggets. Sweet and sour sauce, buffalo.
Is that what happened today?
It could potentially be. Hey, Vonnie, shout out to you today.
Oh, thank you.
Absolute MVP.
Does that mean shot o'clock?
Oh.
Does that mean that?
It could potentially be.
That's going to make it more fun.
$14.93 for the day.
Thank you. Oh, my God.
766 earlier, 727 now, 248 average for the day.
That's it. I don't even know why I'm crying. I think I'm just tired.
I got to get you over here. I need you one more time. I got your hand over here. No, you ain't crying.
Okay.
Yo, UBA all day. And it has literally been all day for Vonnie over here. Vonetta Jolie. Vonnie, the one truly kicking the door down with Lane Crashes. You know, before you crash, you got to have that one person with the big boot.
Yeah, my knee is killing me. I popped my knee in the first game. That's why I shot 250. But thank you so much.
No. And let's talk about what you did today. 766 earlier. 727 now. 1493 altogether. Basically averaging 248 for the day.
Just want to thank my team. My wonderful daughters were here. I popped my knee the first game, but I tried not to let it bother me. Biofreeze, CBD oil, everybody. I appreciate you guys. We're going to do this next week. Are we here next week? I'm fucking them up next week, too.
And you know what? Hey, it doesn't matter if your knee was hurt because you still hit the ground running. And whatever, listen, If this is a vehicle, then you were the premium today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. For all of those guys on the 300, 800 page. Yes, I'm a 160 bowler, and he was going to talk about my weight. Yes. Kiss my whole ass. You see how big it is?
There you go. Speaking of big.
Oh, shit.
No, wait.
Oh. I thought you was talking about something else. I thought this was going to be UBA after dark.
No. The one question I have, big shit was being spoken.
On that 300, 800?
No.
Oh.
By your opponents.
Oh.
Mob Nation Militia.
I don't even know who they are, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And you know what? The one thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure.
Yeah, no. We demolished them.
Oh, very.
We sucked them up and spit them.
But you said spitters or quitters.
No, they're not.
All right, well, that was amazing today. Amazing performance by Lane Crashers. Amazing performance by Mob Nation Militia. And now they look for a head-on collision next Saturday, moving forward in the Atlantic Conference playoffs. Sean Knight facing, voice of choice, UBA all day. Let's just see what's going to be. The Road to Battle Bowl is going to be a crazy one. Next week, Mob Nation Militia versus Lane Crashers is going to be your favorite one. And they ain't going to play, son. It's UBA all day. Hope you're Battle Bowl ready. I know I am. Get ready. We here.